In the heart of mainland Southeast Asia, two ancient kingdoms lie side by side, Thailand and Cambodia. Their lands stretch across a region where the monsoon rains nourish emerald rice fields and where the sun rises over misty mountains and ancient ruins. Here the air is thick with the scent of frangipani and incense, and the echoes of history linger in every stone and every river bend. Their stories are deeply entwined, like the roots of the jungle trees that grow along their shared frontier. These roots, gnarled and inseparable, mirror the centuries of shared experiences, conflicts and exchanges that have shaped both nations. The border is not just a line, but a living, breathing entity, sometimes a barrier, sometimes a bridge. For centuries, these neighbors have engaged in a complex and often dramatic dance. Their leaders have met in grand halls and on dusty roads, sometimes as allies, sometimes as adversaries. Treaties have been signed and broken, promises made and forgotten, as the tides of power have ebbed and flowed across the region. It is a dance of diplomacy and conflict, of shared heritage and bitter rivalry. The steps are intricate, sometimes graceful, sometimes fraught with tension. Each gesture, each word carries the weight of history and the hope for a better future. Their relationship is a tapestry woven with threads of gold and silk, but also stained by the passage of time and the memory of past grievances. The artistry of their cultures is evident in every woven fabric, every carved stone, and every melody that drifts through the air. Yet, beneath the beauty, there are scars, reminders of wars fought, lands lost, and identities challenged. To understand this region, one must first understand the intricate bond that connects these two nations, a bond forged in the fires of history and shaped by the constant push and pull of power, culture, and identity. Their temples stand as silent witnesses to the rise and fall of empires, their border checkpoints as reminders of the ever-present negotiation between separation and unity. This is not a simple story of friendship or enmity. It is far more nuanced. It is a story of neighbors who have shared meals and festivals, but also endured sieges and betrayals. It is a story of people who look across the border and see both reflections of themselves and reminders of their differences. This journey takes us through a landscape rich with history. From the sprawling ruins of Angkor Wat, where the Khmer Empire once reigned supreme, to the majestic remains of Ayutthaya, the heart of Siam, every stone tells a story. The countryside is dotted with markers of past glory and past sorrow, each one a chapter in the shared saga of these lands. We will explore ancient temples that whisper tales of forgotten empires. Their walls are adorned with carvings that depict gods, kings and battles, scenes of devotion and conquest, of creation and destruction. These temples are more than relics. They are living testaments to the ingenuity and spirituality of the people who built them. We will walk through modern cities that pulse with the energy of a new era. Bangkok and Phnom Penh, once royal capitals, now thrum with the sounds of commerce, traffic and ambition. Skyscrapers rise beside ancient shrines, and the rhythms of daily life blend tradition with innovation. The narrative of Thailand and Cambodia is one of kings and commoners, of warriors and monks, royal processions and humble rituals, grand ceremonies and quiet prayers, all are threads in the fabric of their shared existence. The saffron robes of monks and the jeweled crowns of royalty both speak to the enduring power of faith and leadership. It is a story that has unfolded over more than a millennium, leaving an indelible mark on the people and the land. Each sunrise over Angkor Wat, each footstep among the ruins, is a reminder of the passage of time and the resilience of those who call this region home. Their shared history is a powerful force, one that continues to influence their present and shape their future. In classrooms and at family gatherings, stories of the past are retold, lessons are learned, and hopes for reconciliation and understanding are nurtured in the next generation. It is a story that deserves to be told not with haste, but with the quiet consideration it commands, acknowledging both the moments of profound connection and the periods of deep division. The borderlands are places of reflection where locals pause to remember ancestors and contemplate the future. We begin by looking at the map, at the geographical reality that has defined their existence. The contours of mountains, the flow of rivers, and the sweep of plains have all played a role in shaping the destinies of these two nations. Thailand, a kingdom that curves gracefully around the Gulf of Thailand, shares a long and winding border with Cambodia to its east. This border is not merely a political demarcation, it is a living landscape shaped by centuries of migration, trade and conflict. This border is not just a line on a map, it is a living, breathing space. Here, villagers greet each other in a blend of languages, and markets bustle with goods and stories that cross back and forth, defying the notion of separation. It is a frontier crossed by traders, migrants, and pilgrims. For generations, people have moved along these paths, seeking fortune, refuge, or spiritual fulfillment. The border is a place of meeting, of exchange, and sometimes of longing for what lies on the other side. It is also a line that has been contested, fortified, and fought over. Armies have marched, fences have been built, and skirmishes have erupted, each leaving its mark on the landscape and the collective memory of both peoples. The very land itself has been a source of both sustenance and strife. Rice fields stretch across disputed territories, and farmers till the soil with hope and uncertainty, never quite sure where the next boundary will be drawn. The Great Mekong River system, a lifeblood for the region, connects them, yet the watersheds and highlands have often served as natural and sometimes unnatural barriers between their peoples and their ambitions. The river is a source of life, but also a line of division, shaping the destinies of those who live along its banks. Understanding this relationship is crucial to understanding Southeast Asia as a whole. The dynamics between Thailand and Cambodia reflect the broader patterns of alliance, rivalry and cooperation that define the region. It is a microcosm of the region's broader dynamics. Here, the challenges of nation-building, identity and sovereignty play out on a stage that is both local and global. Here we see the interplay of ancient traditions and modern geopolitics, festivals and parades, rituals and negotiations, all a part of the ongoing story of adaptation and survival. We witness the struggle to balance national sovereignty with regional cooperation. Leaders must navigate the delicate path between asserting independence and embracing the benefits of unity. The story of Thailand and Cambodia is a compelling human drama, played out on a grand historical stage. It is a narrative of ambition and humility, of triumph and tragedy, of dreams pursued and dreams deferred. It is a tale of resilience, of adaptation, and of the enduring quest for peace and prosperity in a world that is constantly changing. Children play together in the shadow of ancient ruins, and farmers share tools and stories, reminding us that the bonds of humanity often transcend the boundaries of nation and history. We invite you to join us as we unravel this long and fascinating story, a story of two kingdoms forever linked by fate and geography. As the sun sets over the borderlands, casting golden light on temples and fields, we begin our journey, one that will take us deep into the heart of Southeast Asia, where the past and present are forever intertwined and where the future is still being written. The border that separates Thailand and Cambodia stretches for some 800 kilometers, a line that, on a map, might seem simple and straightforward. But in reality, this border is anything but simple. It is a living, breathing entity, shaped by centuries of history, conflict, cooperation, and cultural exchange. It is a place where the past and present collide, where the stories of two nations are written not just in treaties and official documents, but in the daily lives of the people who call this region home. The border winds its way through some of Southeast Asia's most dramatic landscapes. It cuts through dense, tangled jungles teeming with life, where the canopy is so thick that sunlight barely reaches the forest floor. It stretches across vast, flat plains where rice paddies shimmer in the heat, and it climbs over rugged mountain ranges that have long served as both barriers and bridges between peoples. These natural features have shaped the border's path, but they have also shaped the lives of those who live nearby, influencing everything from the crops they grow to the languages they speak. This is not a simple fence, but a complex zone of interaction. The border is not always clearly marked. In some places it is little more than a line on a map, invisible to the eye but deeply felt in the hearts and minds of those who live here. In other places it is marked by fences, checkpoints and border posts, reminders of the political realities that divide the land. Yet for many, the border is not a barrier, but a meeting place, a space where cultures blend, where goods and ideas flow, and where families and communities are connected across national lines. For centuries, people have moved across this space, their lives unbound by the formal lines drawn by cartographers. Long before the modern nation-states of Thailand and Cambodia existed, the people of this region travelled freely, following ancient trade routes, migrating with the seasons, and visiting relatives in neighbouring villages. The borderlands have always been a place of movement and exchange, where the rhythms of daily life are shaped more by geography and tradition than by politics or bureaucracy. Families have connections on both sides, and cultural practices bleed from one nation into the other, creating a rich and blended heritage in the borderlands. Weddings, funerals and festivals often bring together people from both countries, and it is not uncommon to find villages where Thai and Khmer are spoken side by side, where food, music and dress reflect a fusion of influences. This shared culture is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the people who live here, and it is a reminder that borders, while powerful, are never absolute. Yet, this same frontier has been a source of profound tension. The border is not just a place of connection, but also of division, a line that has been fought over, negotiated and redefined countless times throughout history. It is a place where the interests of nations collide, where questions of sovereignty and security take on urgent importance, and where the scars of past conflicts are still visible today. It has been the front line in wars and the subject of bitter diplomatic disputes that have echoed in the halls of international courts and captured global attention. From the colonial era, when European powers redrew the map of Southeast Asia, to the present day, when questions over territory and resources continue to spark controversy, the border has been at the center of some of the region's most dramatic and consequential events. These disputes are not just about land, they are about identity, history, and the right to define one's own future. This shared geography has given rise to a shared yet often contested history. The borderlands are dotted with ancient ruins and monuments, reminders of the great civilizations that once flourished here. Markets straddle the border, bustling with traders and shoppers from both sides, their stalls filled with goods that reflect the region's diverse heritage. But beneath the surface, there are also memories of conflict and loss, stories of families separated, of villages destroyed, of lives forever changed by the shifting tides of history. The great Khmer Empire, with its magnificent heart at Angkor, once held sway over vast territories that include much of modern-day Thailand. At its height, the empire was a center of art, architecture and learning, its influence stretching far beyond its borders. The temples of Angkor, with their intricate carvings and soaring towers, are a testament to the power and creativity of the Khmer people, and they remain a source of inspiration and pride for Cambodians today. The legacy of this empire is a source of immense pride for Cambodia, a golden age to which the nation looks back. Angkor is more than just a historical site. It is a symbol of national identity, a reminder of a time when Cambodia was a great power in the region. For many Cambodians, the memory of Angkor is a source of hope and resilience, a reminder that their culture has survived centuries of adversity and remains vibrant and strong. As the Khmer Empire waned, new powers rose, including the Siamese kingdom of Ayutthaya. The rise of Ayutthaya marked a new chapter in the region's history, as the balance of power shifted and new alliances and rivalries emerged. The ruins of Ayutthaya, with their grand temples and palaces, are a testament to the kingdom's wealth and influence, and they serve as a reminder of the complex and often turbulent relationship between Thailand and Cambodia. The relationship shifted, and centuries of rivalry began. Armies marched back and forth across the border, cities were sacked and rebuilt, and the fortunes of both kingdoms rose and fell with the tides of war. These conflicts were not just about territory. They were about prestige, honor, and the right to shape the destiny of the region. The stories of these battles are still told today, in songs, legends, and history books, shaping the way each nation sees itself and its neighbor. Power ebbed and flowed, with armies crossing the border in both directions, sacking cities and carrying away both treasure and people. The borderlands became a stage for the ambitions of kings and generals, but also a place of suffering for ordinary people caught in the crossfire. The ruins that dot the landscape are silent witnesses to these events, their crumbling walls and broken statues a reminder of the costs of conflict. These historical memories run deep, shaping national identities and perceptions of the other. In border villages, elders tell stories of past glories and tragedies, passing down lessons learned from generations of struggle and survival. For young people, history is not just something they learn in school. It is a living part of their identity, influencing the way they see themselves and their place in the world. The historical narrative is often told differently on each side of the border. In Thai classrooms, students learn about the kingdom's victories and its role as a defender of independence. In Cambodia, the focus is often on the resilience of the Khmer people and their struggle to preserve their culture in the face of foreign domination. These competing narratives reflect the different experiences and priorities of each nation, and they can sometimes make it difficult to find common ground. In Thailand, the story is one of defending sovereignty against powerful neighbours and colonial pressures. The Thai people take pride in their country's ability to maintain its independence in a region where many others fell under foreign rule. Monuments and national holidays celebrate the victories of the past, reinforcing a sense of unity and purpose that continues to shape Thai identity today. It is a tale of diplomatic skill and national resilience. Thai leaders have long prided themselves on their ability to navigate the complex politics of the region, balancing the interests of powerful neighbours and foreign powers while maintaining the country's autonomy. This tradition of diplomacy is seen as a key part of Thailand's success, and it continues to influence the way the country approaches its relationship with Cambodia. In Cambodia, the story is often one of surviving periods of foreign domination and interference, a struggle to preserve its unique cultural identity against larger, more powerful states. The Cambodian people have endured centuries of hardship, from the decline of the Khmer Empire to the horrors of colonialism and war. Yet, through it all, they have maintained a deep sense of pride in their heritage and a determination to keep their traditions alive for future generations. These competing narratives are not necessarily right or wrong. They are the products of distinct historical experiences. Each side tells its own story, shaped by its own memories, values, and aspirations. Understanding these differences is essential for building trust and cooperation, and for finding ways to move beyond the conflicts of the past. They form the psychological bedrock upon which modern relations are built, creating a foundation that is at times stable, but often fragile and prone to tremors from the past. The border is not just a line on a map. It is a living symbol of the relationship between two nations, shaped by centuries of shared history and shaped too by the hopes and fears of those who live along its length. Therefore, the border is more than just a physical line. It is a place where history, memory, and identity intersect, where the past is never far from the present. The weathered stones and overgrown paths that mark the boundary are silent witnesses to centuries of change, their presence a reminder that the story of this region is still being written. It is a psychological one as well. The border shapes the way people think about themselves and their neighbours, influencing everything from the stories they tell to the choices they make. For some, it is a source of pride and security. For others, it is a reminder of loss and separation. The emotions it evokes are complex and often contradictory, reflecting the tangled history of the region. It represents the point where two distinct national identities meet. The border is a place of negotiation, where differences are acknowledged and sometimes celebrated, but also a place where misunderstandings and suspicions can arise. The rituals of crossing, showing passports, exchanging greetings, navigating bureaucracy, are reminders of the ways in which the border both connects and divides. It is a place of both connection and separation, of cooperation and suspicion. On market days, the border comes alive with the sounds of bargaining and laughter, as traders from both sides come together to buy and sell. But at other times, the gates are closed, the checkpoints are guarded, and the sense of division is palpable. The border is a place of possibility, but also of uncertainty, a space where the future is always in question. The history of this border is the history of the relationship itself. A long and complicated story of two peoples living in close proximity, sharing much in common, yet divided by the weight of their past. The border towns are microcosms of this relationship, places where the complexities of history are lived out every day, in the interactions between neighbours, the celebrations of shared festivals, and the quiet moments of reflection on what it means to belong to one nation or another. To navigate this story, we must tread carefully, understanding that memory and history are powerful forces that continue to shape the present day in profound and often unpredictable ways. The border between Thailand and Cambodia is not just a line. It is a living testament to the resilience, creativity, and complexity of the people who inhabit this remarkable region. As we explore its history, we are reminded that the past is never truly past, and that the future of the borderlands will be shaped by the choices we make today. The relationship between Thailand and Cambodia is not merely a local affair. It is a dynamic, multifaceted connection that stretches far beyond the boundaries of these two neighbouring countries. Their interactions, both positive and negative, have a profound impact not only on their own citizens but also on the broader Southeast Asian region. The story of Thailand and Cambodia is one of shared history, intertwined economies, and a cultural tapestry that has been woven together over centuries. Understanding why this relationship matters requires us to look at the many layers, political, economic, social and cultural, that bind these two nations together, and to recognize how their actions reverberate across the region and even the world. It has significant consequences for the stability and prosperity of Southeast Asia. The border between Thailand and Cambodia is not just a line on a map. It is a living, breathing space where people, goods and ideas flow in both directions every day. When relations are smooth, this border becomes a bridge, fostering cooperation and mutual benefit. But when tensions rise, it can quickly turn into a flashpoint, threatening not only bilateral ties, but also the delicate balance of peace in the region. The stakes are high, and the world is watching. Both nations are key members of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN. This organization, founded in 1967, has grown to include 10 member states, each with its own unique history and interests. Thailand and Cambodia, as founding and long-standing members, play crucial roles in shaping the direction and priorities of ASEAN. Their ability to work together, or their failure to do so, can set the tone for the entire bloc. This regional bloc was founded on the principles of consensus and non-interference, aiming to foster economic growth and political stability. ASEAN's unique approach to diplomacy, often called the ASEAN Way, emphasizes dialogue, mutual respect, and the avoidance of open conflict. This philosophy has helped the region avoid major wars and has contributed to decades of relative peace and prosperity. However, it also means that when disputes arise between member states, such as Thailand and Cambodia, the organization's ability to intervene is limited. The effectiveness of ASEAN as a whole is often tested by the ability of its members to resolve their differences peacefully and constructively. When two of its members are locked in a dispute, it tests the very fabric of the organization. The world has seen this play out in real time as border clashes, diplomatic standoffs, and heated rhetoric have sometimes threatened to spill over into broader regional instability. These moments of tension force ASEAN to confront its own limitations and to search for creative solutions that can preserve unity without sacrificing the interests of individual members. Tensions between Bangkok and Phnom Penh can create ripples that affect regional diplomacy, trade and security cooperation, forcing other member states to navigate a delicate diplomatic path between two important partners. The challenge is not just to prevent conflict, but to actively promote collaboration and understanding. This is especially important in a region as diverse and dynamic as Southeast Asia, where the interests of individual countries are often closely intertwined. Economically, the two nations are deeply interconnected. Their shared border stretches for more than 800 kilometers, and along this border, countless businesses, markets and communities depend on the free movement of people and goods. Trade between Thailand and Cambodia has grown steadily over the years, with both countries benefiting from increased investment, tourism and cross-border commerce. Thai companies have established a strong presence in Cambodia, investing in everything from agriculture to retail to infrastructure. Cambodian entrepreneurs, in turn, have found opportunities in Thailand's larger and more developed economy. Thailand is a major investor in Cambodia and a crucial trading partner. The flow of goods between the two countries includes everything from agricultural products and textiles to electronics and machinery. Ports like Sihanoukville in Cambodia and Laem Chabang in Thailand serve as vital gateways for regional and global trade. The economic relationship is not just about numbers on a balance sheet, it is about livelihoods, opportunities and the promise of a better future for millions of people on both sides of the border. Thousands of Cambodians cross the border daily, seeking work in Thailand's agricultural, construction and manufacturing sectors. For many, this journey is a lifeline, offering wages that are often several times higher than what they could earn at home. These migrant workers are the backbone of many Thai industries, performing essential jobs that keep the economy running smoothly. Their presence is felt in the fields, on construction sites and in factories across the country. This flow of labour is vital for both economies. For Thailand, it helps address labour shortages and keeps costs competitive. For Cambodia, it provides employment opportunities for its citizens and helps alleviate poverty in rural areas. The relationship is mutually beneficial, but it is also fragile, subject to the shifting winds of politics, policy and public opinion. It provides essential manpower for Thai industries and sends back remittances that support countless families in rural Cambodia. These remittances are a lifeline for many households, funding education, healthcare and small businesses. The money sent home by migrant workers helps to build schools, improve infrastructure and create new opportunities for the next generation. In this way, the economic ties between Thailand and Cambodia have a direct and tangible impact on the lives of ordinary people. However, this interdependence is also a source of friction. The movement of people across the border is not always smooth or legal. Issues such as undocumented migration, exploitation and discrimination can strain relations and fuel resentment on both sides. When economic conditions worsen or political tensions rise, migrant workers often become scapegoats, blamed for problems that are far more complex and deep-rooted. Issues of migrant rights, human trafficking and informal trade create complex challenges that require constant negotiation and management. Both governments, along with international organisations and civil society groups, must work together to protect vulnerable populations and ensure that the benefits of cross-border cooperation are shared fairly. This is an ongoing process, one that demands vigilance, compassion, and a willingness to confront difficult truths. The economic health of one nation is inextricably linked to the other, making their ability to cooperate a matter of mutual necessity. Joint infrastructure projects, such as new roads, bridges and railways, have the potential to transform the region, making it easier for people and goods to move across borders. These projects are not just about concrete and steel. They're about building trust, fostering understanding, and creating a shared vision for the future. Beyond economics and politics, the relationship matters on a deeply human level. Along the border, families are often split between the two countries, with relatives living on either side. Festivals, weddings and funerals bring people together, transcending national boundaries and reminding us of the deep bonds that connect these communities. In many villages, Thai and Cambodian children grow up side by side, learning each other's languages and customs and forming friendships that can last a lifetime. The cultural ties are undeniable. Both nations share a rich heritage that includes art, music, dance, and religion. The rhythms of daily life, from the chanting of monks at dawn to the vibrant colours of traditional festivals, reflect centuries of shared experience. These cultural connections are a source of pride and inspiration, offering a glimpse into a world where differences are celebrated rather than feared. They share the Theravada Buddhist faith, which informs the daily lives and values of millions on both sides of the border. Temples and shrines dot the landscape, serving as centres of community life and spiritual guidance. Buddhist teachings emphasize compassion, tolerance, and the importance of living in harmony with others, values that are especially relevant in a region marked by diversity and occasional discord. Their languages, cuisines, and classical arts share common roots, pointing to a long history of exchange. The flavors of Thai and Cambodian food, the melodies of their traditional music, and the intricate designs of their sculptures and paintings all bear witness to centuries of interaction and mutual influence. These shared traditions are a testament to the enduring power of culture to bridge divides and bring people together. Yet this shared heritage is also a point of contention. Disputes over the ownership of ancient temples, the origins of traditional dances, or the authenticity of certain dishes can quickly escalate into heated debates and even diplomatic crises. The most famous example is the long-running dispute over the Preah Vihear Temple, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that both countries claim as their own. These conflicts are about more than just bricks and mortar. They are about identity, pride, and the stories that nations tell about themselves. Disputes over the origins of a particular dance, a culinary dish, or most famously the ownership of ancient temples like Preah Vihear, can ignite fierce nationalist sentiments. These cultural flashpoints often become rallying cries for politicians and activists, who use them to mobilize support and assert national sovereignty. The result can be a hardening of attitudes on both sides, making compromise and dialogue more difficult. These cultural conflicts reveal how closely identity is tied to history, and how easily shared culture can become a source of division rather than unity. The challenge for both countries is to find ways to honor their shared past while respecting each other's unique contributions and perspectives. This requires humility, empathy, and a willingness to see the world through the eyes of others. Ultimately, the story of Thailand and Cambodia is a powerful lesson in international relations. It shows us that the ties between nations are never simple or static. They are constantly evolving, shaped by history, geography, and the choices of leaders and ordinary people alike. The relationship between these two countries is a microcosm of the challenges and opportunities facing the world today. It demonstrates how neighbouring countries must constantly manage a complex web of shared interests and historical grievances. The process of negotiation is ongoing, requiring patience, creativity, and a deep understanding of the forces at play. Every agreement, every handshake, and every moment of tension is part of a larger story, a story that is still being written. Their journey is a testament to the challenges of building trust after centuries of rivalry. The scars of past conflicts run deep, but so too does the desire for peace and prosperity. Reconciliation is not a one-time event, it is a continuous process, marked by setbacks and breakthroughs, disappointments and triumphs. It highlights the delicate balance required to nurture cooperation while respecting sovereignty. Both countries must find ways to work together on issues of mutual concern, such as border security, economic development and environmental protection, while also safeguarding their own national interests and identities. This is a balancing act that requires skill, wisdom, and a willingness to compromise. For observers around the world, and especially within the region, this relationship serves as a barometer for peace and stability in Southeast Asia. The way that Thailand and Cambodia manage their differences and capitalize on their shared strengths offers valuable lessons for other countries facing similar challenges. Their experience shows that even the most difficult problems can be overcome through dialogue, cooperation, and a commitment to the common good. How these two kingdoms navigate their future will not only determine their own destinies, but will also offer insights into the enduring challenges of living together in a crowded and complicated world. The choices they make, whether to build bridges or walls, to embrace cooperation or confrontation will shape the lives of millions and set an example for generations to come. In the end, the relationship between Thailand and Cambodia is a reminder that our fates are intertwined and that the path to peace and prosperity lies in understanding, respect, and a shared commitment to building a better future for all.